Mohamed Molo, Hannington Wabwire, Charles Tendwa, and Clinton Odhiambo. For the Uganda Cranes, we have Karim Arinatwe, Timothy Kisinga, Dennis Tuwayo, Davis Osena, Byron Okeyot, Ian Munyani, Adrian Casito, Ivan Otema, Kelvin Bagade, Norbert Oken, Thomas Bokto, and Aaron Oforoth for Uganda Cranes. This game is tough. Remember that the Kenya Morans are looking to secure a spot in the final as a home team and not taking any hostages in this one. There's Mohamed Omolo in jersey number 9 with the ball.
No. Here. No. Sir, your mark. White here. Okay. Not move directly.
Uganda Cranes seem to have crossed the line first on this one, going directly under the post with all intent of scoring in jersey number 3 for the Cranes, Ian Munyani. Coaches for the Morans, Kevin Wambua and Paul Murunga, looking on as Uganda take the lead 5-0 against the Morans. Once again, there's that try that came in due to slight error. However, hoping that the Morans can find their footing in this game early enough to catch up and secure the win as a home team. Or will the Uganda Cranes continue to provide an onslaught worthy of competition of this East African title? You can see that an unrelenting breakdown there has been put up, with the dummy and the long pass to the wing. Not able to get over the line. Excellent tackle by Derek Mayar. Very intentional to get his man to touch. Great defense. He was able to remain on the outside, be patient enough to understand that this ball is not coming back in, and they were going to be baited into an overlap. The Uganda Cranes win that line out. Nice passes coming in all the way to the wing. However, that one was not executed down the detail. However, you could see the intent and the distance on that. You can tell that that is a skill set that any coach would want on their side, to be able to have such a long pass to beat the defense. Kenya Morans with another line out, taking it all the way down this time. Unfortunately, they still lose it, and the Uganda Cranes have the overlap. Are they going to get over the line for a second try? Do. Jersey number 8 for the Uganda Cranes, Thomas Gwokto. Getting over the line.
High time Uganda Cranes.
Uganda Cranes extend their lead 12 points to the Morans 0 right here at the Safari Sevens 2021 at the Nyayo National Stadium.
Conversion goes wide. Uganda Cranes 2. Kenya Morans 0.
Conversion has gone wide. The Uganda Cranes scores remain 12. Kenya Morans yet to get themselves on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can get it in at least one try within the next 1 minute and 40 seconds. Derek Mayer with that ball distributes well. Kenya Morans have to get out of the danger zone. Seems to be slight miscommunication there as that ball found a bounce. Remember, they are still in their red zone. The Morans have to find a way out. Opts to boot. Do they have the pace? The Cranes, nice flick pass back in. Cranes looking to punish completely on this one. The chip and chase, he has it. Is he going to make it? Unfortunately, just a little bit too far out. But you can see that the Uganda Cranes have every intention of making a statement in this game.
Scrum here. There is Mark. Crouch. Bunt. Set. Motion early.
Derek Mayer receiving the pass from Augustine Gonzo, trying to set the platform. Augustine Gonzo with the nice long pass down the middle of the pitch. Are they going to set up for yet another platform or find the space? Good offload, looking for every inch of space that they can find. Kenya Morans with the advantage there. The referee has given them the ball. Can they make something of it? They're only 5 yards out. Unfortunately, they do not make the ball contestable by holding on the ground, and now the Uganda Cranes just have too much pace and are punching the Kenya Morans to the very end. Jersey number 12, Dennis Edwayo, with a try just at the final play, the stroke of the halftime for the Uganda Cranes, taking their scores up to 17, as the Kenya Morans are yet to find any numbers on the scoreboard other than 0. Conversion good for the Uganda Cranes. Current scores 19-0 at halftime in favor of the Uganda Cranes, going up against the Kenya Morans.
Kenya Morans 0.
As we're set to kick off the second half of this game between the Morans and the Uganda Cranes. Kenya Morans trailing behind by 19 points in the first half to 0. Can they get any points on the scoreboard in this second half? Have they reconvened and sorted out any issues in little niggles that they need to? Because the Uganda Cranes rather seem to be putting up quite the challenge. Uganda Cranes swinging that ball out wide, finding the gain line, the defensive line. Augustine Lugonzo, very characteristic of him to just pick and go, being very, very sneaky at the base of the scrum, at the base of the ruck rather. So if the Uganda Cranes don't watch out, he will use it and get away with it. Ball pops up. Kenya Morans, Derek Mayar trying to just get through that tackle. That pass, a bit of a setup. The defender had just gotten there. However, very strong on his feet to retain possession just in time. Kenya Morans are going to have to use some of their burlier players to set up the platforms and gain the yards that they need to put Uganda's defense on the back foot if they're going to get anywhere. However, unfortunately for Uganda on that one, it was a forward pass and they were not able to take advantage of that opportunity yet again. Seemed to be very good at breaking the defensive line at the 11th hour to just put the defense in a position where they have to switch their shoulders around 180 degrees and chase after a player who's already moving at a blistering pace. Kenya Morans making several substitutions in this second half, trying to get some fresh legs on the pitch and get all the players warmed up and in the mood and ready for the rest of the tournament. Get everyone to get a touch on the ball early in the tournament. Tends to settle the team. So let's see if both coaches, Kevin Wambua and Paul Murunga, are using the strategy that we are hoping they're using of not necessarily counting this first game as a must-win and kind of getting the team warmed up. Uganda leading 19 points to 0 against the Kenya Morans. Not much time left. Good long pass by Augustine Lugonzo. Not communicated well. That pass went over the defender into the space, the little pocket on the outside, however, was not read too well. If it was, I do believe that Kenya Morans would have themselves 5 points on the scoreboard as we speak. Uganda Cranes on the onslaught one more time. What are they going to do now? They have the opportunity for the switch. He's not going to go for it. He's opted for the contact. The third man has arrived just in time. They swing the ball back for yet another phase. Can they break the defense? Kenya Morans with the turnover. Very solid at the breakdown. The scrappy work needs to be done by someone. Flat ball, unfortunately, just knocked on. Kenya Morans absolutely frustrating themselves with schoolboy errors in their first game of the day. Just unable to get a hand on it at that pace to keep going and get through the defensive line. The Uganda Cranes have done considerably well to keep the Kenya Morans at bay. The Cranes, with the little threading of the needle, the chip through the middle of the defense, however, unable to retain it. Morans with the ball, 1 minute and 55 seconds to go in this half. Are they going to be able to do anything with it? Uganda leading by 19 points to the Morans 0. Trying to keep the ball alive at that far end of the pitch. Possession still Morans. Are they going to break the defense finally? They seem to be in the right space, getting through the tackles, finding the offload correctly and efficiently. Can they maintain it to fatigue the Cranes into making a defensive error? Just got a hand to it, not enough. It bounced and was knocked forward.
Hands in shoulder.
Rather was knocked back. Kenya Morans maintain possession. They're going to have to use it very efficiently at this particular point. They've opted for the platform. They're going to need to send it out now. And the intercept coming in, my goodness. Is he going to be able to make the distance? He has support players coming in down the middle of the pitch, and there they are. Uganda Cranes, number 2 jersey, Brian Oketayot, across the line, positioning himself just where he needed to be.
Extending the lead for the Uganda Cranes.
As the Uganda Cranes extend their lead with just 15 seconds ticking down on the clock. The Kenya Morans don't seem to be able to salvage this one at any point in time during this game. The conversion is wide. The scores remain 24-0 in favor of the Uganda Cranes.
Uganda Cranes 24, Kenya Morans 0.
Referee allowing one last play just as the clock had run down. But the Uganda Cranes seem to have this one in the bag with 24 points to the Kenya Morans 0 right here at the Safari Sevens at the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. As they go for one last one. Ball is into touch, the referee calls it back. Kenya Morans yet again with another error, losing that ball just as they get it. They don't seem to be able to finding the momentum they need, and the referee calls it final time, full time, and the final play. Full-time scores are 24 to the Uganda Cranes, Kenya Morans 0.
Kenya Morans 0. Coming up right about now, the final match of Pool C. Spain v KCB Rugby.
you're just joining us, karibu sana to the Nyayo National Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 23rd edition of the Surprise Sevens. Coming up is KCB taking on Spain. Spain, ladies and gentlemen, very good side, featuring in the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, gracing the 23rd edition right here in Nairobi. Turning out for Spain, Alejandro Perez, Paul Ira, Enrique Bolish, Miguel Reyna, DeAndre Ano, Jaime Mata, Ataz Goetzka, Jaime Manteca, Martin Jabir, Romero Thiago, Sanchez de la Rosa, and Cian Martiano. Turning out, ladies and gentlemen, for KCB, Bob Mohati, Max Omondi, Derek Olela, Elvis Olukusi, Brahma Kiloake, Victor Omupere, Eugene Omondi, Eugene Sirma, Brahma Omondi, Benson Amadi, Kamocho Kamanga, Brahma Okage, and Elfos Adunga.
Ladies and gentlemen, on your screen, KCB taking on Spain. Elfas Adunga, the captain of this KCB side. Remember KCB, the Kenya Cup winners. That is the 15s, the larger version of the game, going up against Spain internationals. HSBC Circuit Series participants who have just found the space to go through the middle.
Try time Spain. Sanchez de la Rosa with the first try.
And try time for Spain, courtesy of Sanchez de la Rosa. The first 2 minutes in the game, and you can see he just trotted and made it look easy as ever to go across the line and put them up. Spain 5, KCB trailing to 0. Are they going to be able to match up and catch up before the half is over? Already kicked off the match with some big hits. Dominance being asserted early in the game. Let's wait and see what else can be achieved. Spain with the restart. KCB converging to catch that one. However, Spain get to it even quicker. They found the pocket, which is very key. Those are the marks of an international squad that have played and are experienced at the HSBC World Sevens rugby level. Spain down the wing. Do they have the pace? He's going to go it alone. He's chipped. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to retain it. Just chasing it all the way out into touch in jersey number 9 is Benson Amadi. A rather new look KCB Sevens as opposed to what we have been used to in the past. That just goes to show how long it's been since any rugby sevens has been played in Kenya. Approximately 2 years due to the pandemic. Lots of new faces showing up and popping up, and we know that this is going to be exciting, because matching up to head coach Curtis Olago's standards is no easy feat. Runs a tight ship. KCB with a big fend. He's a big man with the pace and the strength. Such a blistering run. Very well done, bringing all the excitement to the pitch. Let's see what KCB have in store for us here. Can they finish off strong? Can they equalize? It looks like they will. They found the space, and there you have it. In jersey number 13, Eugene Omondi has equalized for KCB against Spain at the Safari Sevens 2021.
getting the bankers with the first try of this game, and he converts his own try. Ladies and gentlemen, KCB 7, Spain 7.
Alpha Sadunga with the conversion, taking it to 7 apiece. And there's that try one more time with a beautiful offload, the pace through the middle, and just what we expected from KCB. The ability to come back and show that they are in the game. Down but not out. Now they are equalized. 7 apiece. Spain 7, KCB 7 in this first half with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go of this matchup between Spain and KCB. Alpha Sadunga, captain of the KCB side, with the restart, and he sends it high, fairly deep. The last man on the pitch. Spain now have to find the depth and retain possession. KCB looking to play off the errors. The referee has called it. On your screen there for KCB in jersey number 6, Bob Muhati with that big run earlier on, just before the try. Forward in the sevens game, he just didn't have the gas to go all the way. Remember, this is their first game of the day. These engines need to warm up before they can perform at full capacity. Down on the edge of the wing, does he have the speed and pace? Unfortunately not. That was the try scorer, Eugene Omondi, just not able to get round his defender. He tried to leave the ball in play. Unfortunately, it was not going the way he had anticipated. KCB looking to contest the line out. Can they get to it? Unfortunately not. Spain. What are Spain going to do with it now? Looking very relaxed, being held up. KCB using strength. The knees are on the ground. The referee is going to call it and let it go to ground. KCB have to get away. Seems like the referee had a different perspective there. As soon as I saw the knee on the ground, one would know that it go down, but the referee has called for a scrum in favor of KCB. Benson Amadi with the put-in jersey number 9. Retrieves it well. Alpha Sadunga. Benson Amadi just fumbles. Wasn't ready for that quick pass that is so characteristic of Adunga. We have seen over the years that he has played, certain things just don't change. Spain on the onslaught down the wing, looking for the switch, chooses to bring it back in. They look very composed, not complicating anything, keeping the defense guessing, looking for that space. Lots of patience being shown by the Spanish side. They have the overlap. Are they going to use it? They use it. Unfortunately, he hesitated. Alejandro Perez hesitated and could not necessarily drive that ball back in. Halftime scores are going to be 7 apiece. KCB 7, Spain 7. The first half of this matchup between Spain and KCB at the Safari Sevens at the Nyayo National Stadium.
And get to enjoy the services courtesy of Mesh. And we also have the AAR team joining up with the Kenyatta National Hospital, currently providing vaccine services right outside gate 3. As you make your way on into the venue, ladies and gentlemen, just besides the entrance, you will see the AAR tent. If you haven't been vaccinated, ladies and gentlemen, please make your way there and get your shots courtesy of AAR. Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score, KCB 7, Spain 7.
Halftime scores on your screen. Spain 7, KCB Rugby 7 at the Nyayo National Stadium at the Safari Sevens 2021. The referee has just blown his whistle. The coaches are coming off the pitch and we are up for a second half. Later on in the day, I will be joined by Mike Kwambo here in the commentary booth. Would be good to get a second opinion and a different perspective on the style of play that is being displayed by different teams. Just bouncing a few ideas off each other as we go through the tournament. Today and tomorrow, we will be crowning the next champions of the Safari Sevens 2021 after a time of pandemic. We are going to find out exactly who is up to the challenge. KCB's Elfas Adunga with the restart, which unfortunately lands out of play. So this ball now possession falls in favor of Spain, and KCB find the defensive line. Miguel Reina passing off the ball, or rather handing it off to Arnau. Big forward in the number 1 jersey, Alejandro Perez. And Spain looking for the chip and chase. Do they have the pace to catch it before the KCB players? Oh, and the bounce of a rugby ball is so not forgiving. Spain retain possession of that ball, and the referee has called it. KCB have to fall back 5. Spain looking to make this work for them, to add to the scoreboard. Nice, a long flat pass coming back all the way to the big man in jersey number 1, Alejandro Perez. Try time for Alejandro Perez in jersey number 1. Spain extend their score to 12, KCB 7.
The Spanish side take the lead. The try scorer, ladies and gentlemen, is Alejandro Perez. Bring the scores to KCB 7, Spain 12. The conversion attempt, ladies and gentlemen, by
Jaime Mata send that conversion wide. Unsuccessful. Scores remain Spain 12, KCB 7.
Spain 12, KCB.
And there you have it on your screen one more time, as Alejandro Perez crossed over the line for a second time. For Spain's second try, rather. Perez proving to play a key role here. A very awkward catch of the ball there. A very awkward catch of the ball there. Seems to be a bit dramatized by Arat Goiketsta. KCB on the attack now. Are they going to answer the challenge once again? Ball going out wide. Unfortunately, it was a forward pass. They really have to watch that flat pass, especially in such conditions. It's a cloudy day. There's quite a bit of wind. And just when you think you've sent it flat, it drifts forward. Just watch this one more time. It drifted forward at the very last second, and unfortunately cost them possession. Eugene Omondi not happy with how that turned out, probably feeling like it should have been let slide, but the referee also has a job to do. KCB displaying their physical ability. Elfas Adunga coming down the line. On the end, he manages to stay in play, very stable. KCB now going to fling it out wide. They choose to go up the middle. They found the space. Good offload. Nice fend, tossing defenders left and right. Spain with hands on the ball. The referee has called it back in favor of KCB. He saw exactly what went on. Very, very, very sneaky tactics that are found in rugby, especially when you're on the blind side of the referee. Holding the ball up against the man on ground to make them look like they are not releasing so that you can gain possession. And Spain, yet again, with the same tactic, using the same trick twice and not succeeding. KCB on the attack. Are they going to find the space? They do. Just got there. Wonderful attempt by Eugene Sirima for KCB. Went over the line just when he needed to. The composure, the patience, and the step, and all he needed to do was maintain presence of mind to get his arm over the line. Bring the scores to 12 apiece. KCB 12, Spain 12 in the second half of this game with 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. KCB take the lead with a successful conversion. And here it is one more time. Watch this. He just watched the defenders. He stepped and he kept his presence of mind to just extend his arm over the line. So KCB lead 14 points to 12 with just under a minute to go in the second half of this matchup against Spain. KCB with the restart, looking very intent on retrieving it. Unfortunately, didn't go the direction they hoped. Spain flinging it out wide away from the traffic. Defensively, KCB put themselves under a massive threat, but have maintained. Going out on the, just tiptoeing across on the edge of the line. He wasn't able to maintain his balance. Eugene Omondi not holding anything back. Just one more time. He really did just go for gold on that one. Spain with the line out throw in. They maintain it. Unfortunately, was not straight. So the referee is going to give possession to KCB. Can KCB in this final play seal the deal against Spain? Are they going to be able to? Well, we shall know momentarily. Infringement, Spain with the ball. Can Spain catch up? They have the opportunity to. Are they going to take it? Are they prepared? This is the final play. KCB's defensive line looking rather porous. There is Spain's big man in jersey number 1, Alejandro Perez. And unfortunately for Spain, they have lost possession once again. From the commentary booth, you can see the coaches on edge and very, very pleased with the outcome. KCB win that matchup against Spain, 14 points to 12 here at the Safari Sevens. Full-time scores 14, Spain 12. That matchup at the Safari Sevens 2021. Full-time scores on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Very good show put on by both teams thus far in the tournament.